Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Juma Mubarak in these very weird times. Alhamdulillah, we've seen the middle of Ramadan, and thankfully we've continued our virtual sessions. This is the second virtual khutbah that we're having in Ramadan, so alhamdulillah for that. Today's khutbah is by our Imam Kosoko. Thank you so much for granting us your time and presence, Imam. We really appreciate it. May Allah continue to uplift and increase you. Inshallah, at the end of your khutbah, if you'll be able to take some question and answers in the Q&A box, we would really appreciate that. And then we're hoping that we can end the session at 1 p.m. inshallah.
Yeah. Salam alaikum.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Inna alhamdulillah nashkuruhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa natawakkal alayhi wa na'udhu bihi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Innahu man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu hadda al-amana ونصر الأمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده وإن الأصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير هدي محمد وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلال وكل ضلال في النار. We give much thanks to Allah that has created us. And then we thank him, we praise him. Allah created us not because he desires some special things from us, so that he can continue to be our Lord. We were created, and then the creation of Allah goes beyond human beings. Today, Allah can choose a lot of things, and He has chosen to challenge His creation. He has challenged us. He has challenged our knowledge. He has challenged our intelligence. He has challenged us in many ways. But at the end of everything, there's always hope. There is always hope. As Muslims, Allah has told us in many ways in the Quran that He will continue from time to time to test us. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَالنَّقْصِ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. That He will continue to test us. He will continue to test us with fear. Today, all of us are in great fear because we are fighting a war with an army that we cannot see with our eyes. The weapon being carried can even injure the carrier. You know, in the conventional war, when you want to fight a war, the weapon will protect you and will be against your enemies. But this time around, the weapon that we are carrying is injurious to us. So Allah has challenged mankind in many ways. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالنَّقْصِ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ. He has challenged us in our economy all over the world. Lives are being lost, people are dying. But he said, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. For those who now come back to Allah, give them the glad tidings. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ. Those who, whenever musiba happens to them, قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. And they will tell you, unto Allah will belong, and to Him shall we return. Today, we are going to look at the contextual meaning of a surah of the Quran. This surah was revealed to the Prophet when it seems all hope are lost. The Prophet ﷺ lost hope because for 3 years he was not receiving any revelation from Allah. So he was in doubt of a lot of things. In fact, he was depressed. He went into depression. For 3 years, no revelation. The angels didn't come. And the Meccan people, now they started their propaganda against him. So at the point the Prophet went to the mount, was trying to jump down, but why did this happen to me? But except for his wife, Khadija, the more matured woman, the more experienced wife, you understand, will admonish him, will talk to him, and he got the support of his life from his wife. That's why the greatest gift a man can have, or a woman can have, is for you to have a spouse that really supports your mission. A spouse that really wants you to grow positively. A spouse that will always do everything, will sacrifice everything for your success. And that was what Allah has made Khadija for Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam at that time. So I want us to look at this what happens to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then the ayah that the surah that was revealed to reassure the Prophet, to give him the glad tidings, to admonish him, to remind him of what Allah has done before. This surah again applies to our situation that we find ourselves today. Today, we are moving from one pole to another. The ones who are defending us are also getting caught up in the web. They are being caught up in the web of this disease. But as Muslims, there's always hope. There's always hope. No time in the life of any Muslim that all hope are lost. Allah will always prove. It is not that Allah says that I will definitely test you from time to time. But when I test you, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. He said, أَحَسِبَ النَّاسَ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ. When people say that we believe and they will not be tested. Today we are tested the agony of not having Taraweeh, the agony of not having, iftar in Jama'ah, the agony of not socializing, the agony of not itikaf, the agony of not going to Umrah. All these work. But again, this is how the Prophet ﷺ and his Sahaba fasted in their time. There was no Taraweeh, there was no Jama'ah in Iftar, because they were very poor at that time. And they will only go and have Iftar in their various houses. They'll come for Salat al-Isha, and after Isha, everybody goes home. There's nothing like Tarawih in congregation. You go and do it in your house. But it was after Umar, during the time of Umar, that Tarawih, and Umar saw people doing Tarawih, and he said, Ni'ma hadhihi al-bid'ah. Excellent is innovation. So Allah revealed unto the Prophet, after a long period of 3 years, that the revelation said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Wadduha, Wallayli idha saja, Ma wadda'aka rabbuka wa ma لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما you see, this surah is divided into 3 segments. The first segment and reassurance. Allah reassured the Prophet. Allah brought us things and explained to the Prophet that the second segment is reminder, because of what in the for you, because of what I have done to lift you in the past, the reassurance that I gave before will come to pass as well. Then the third segment is admonition, that when the time comes and you become, wealthy and everything is happening the way you like, and then your dreams, you have realized them, then you need to manage success. Because some people fail after they have succeeded, not because of anything, not because of their enemy, but because they themselves do not understand how to manage success. They fail in the management of their success. So at every point in time, you need admonition. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, what do have? He swore. Allah swore by the day, by the money that comes with this glorious light. The morning time was divided into 3. We have the waqtul fajr, waqtul shuruq, waqtul duha. Waqtul fajr is the first appearance of light in the horizon. When light first appeared, and that was when the Quran says that وَكُلُّوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى تَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَسْوَدُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ. When you'll be able to distinguish between the black and white color, and that is the time of Fajr, the first appearance of light in the horizon. Then Shuruk. Shuruk is the appearance of sun. The first appearance of sun in the horizon is called Shuruk. And Duha, and then Shuruk is brighter, a little bit brighter than Duha. Duha still mixes up with darkness. So you can say you didn't identify something. Shuruk also mix up with little of darkness. But the time of Duha, it has no darkness it is purely bright, it is light, because the sun at that time has reached its zenith, it's at its peak, and the light rays are radiating. They are giving the necessary brightness that man needed to walk and to do anything. When Allah uses his creation to swear, he's only trying to call our attention to the importance of that thing. And he says, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى. وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى. That he also uses night when it brings in darkness, when its darkness envelopes everything, when its darkness becomes an impediment for us to do things. The Bible will say, Omo Orula Sheka. Of course, they do it in the afternoon, in the daytime these days. But it is easier for those who want to perform evil. And that was why it is said that at the time of night, at the third part of night, it is good that all of us as Muslims will have to stand up. You have to stand up and pray to Allah. And this is very important in the life of a Muslim to also use its night. Because even Allah asked the Prophet, he said that Qum al-layla illa qalil, nisfahu aw inqus minhu qalilan warattil Qur'an. He said, in the night, in the evening, in the night time, stand up. Don't use every night to sleep. He said half of the night, aw inqus minhu, or the third of the night. You have to stand up, recite Quran, say your prayers, and ask Allah for blessing. That is that. After that, he now said, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى. He said, Allah did not forsake you. You are not forsaken by your Lord. And it is not because the angels didn't come, it's not as a result of hatred. It's not as a result of hate. Allah did that so you can also understand the plight of people and see those who will stay with you and those who are ready to leave because of small problems. When Allah tests you, sometimes Allah will break your heart to save your soul. So Allah said that to the Prophet. مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. And that Allah assured him, Allah assured the Prophet that your tomorrow, what will happen to you, tomorrow will be better than today. Your life, your hereafter will be better than your life. Your life, what will happen to the cause that you are promoting will be better when you leave. Today, we understand the fact that the name of the Prophet ﷺ in every time zone of the world, in every time zone, there is no time zone that a Mizan will not shout the name of the Prophet. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. That every Mizan, in every time zone, in every corner of the world, Allah has promised the Prophet that your tomorrow will be better than today. Your hereafter will be better than your life. And that is happening. So Allah was giving the Prophet assurance of what to come. Now what is happening today is just a test that you have to go through. You understand? وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى. وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. That tomorrow will definitely be better than today. وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. That Allah will bring to you, will give you what you prayed for, what you requested for. And Allah will have more, those things that you never prayed for, so that you will be pleased. Sometimes when we ask Allah for something and Allah didn't answer our prayers, it is not because sometimes Allah will know. The Prophet ﷺ said that Id'ullaha muqinina bil ijaba. Id'ullah, call Allah, call unto Allah, and always have the assurance that Allah will definitely answer your prayer. So if you pray for something and Allah didn't bring that thing, of course we may despair. We are all human beings. But Allah knows better. Allah knows better. A man was freed today by Supreme Court. And then I read the comments about his freedom. And somebody responded, he said he was happy that they jailed this man. But because if he didn't go to jail, he was very close to someone who died of COVID and he would have died. Sometimes Allah will not answer your prayer so that a calamity will be averted from you. Sometimes the prayer, Allah will keep it so that He will have it up to the scale of your good deed on the day of judgment. Sometimes Allah understands the fact that this thing you are praying for will further separate you from Him. Then Allah will decide not to give you. So Allah knows more. He knows better, understands better. That is why when He chooses to give, He does. When He chooses to withdraw, He has reason for it. Like I said, Allah most time will break the heart of a Muslim, break the heart of a believer, in order for him to save the soul of that believer. And when Allah now decides to give in multitude, my scholar, my ustaz will say, when Allah decides to answer your prayer, you will be shocked that He didn't request for all these. I only asked for small. And then you will be pleased with Him. You will be pleased with what Allah has given you. Now, this is the assurance. This is the fourth segment that Allah has used in assuring the Prophet that everything that you do, Allah will give the best of this world to you and reserve the best of the hereafter. And we can see today that everything that Allah has given the Prophet, all the assurances, all the promises that Allah has given the Prophet has come to pass. 2, the second segment. The second segment are the reasons why the Prophet should believe. The reason why the Prophet should believe is that when the Prophet has not discovered himself, Allah has done many things for him. He said, you were an orphan when you were born. Your father was late. Your mother was a widow. No one was ready to take care of you. Everybody rejected you. You became a street boy. You became one of those who have no hope, no future in sight. That was the situation of the prophet. But Allah himself directed somebody to take care of the prophet. And she took care of the prophet. Because of the fact that you're an orphan, you couldn't go to school. So you don't know how to read or write. So it became an issue when the prophet became a prophet, when he was now telling people about things that concern science, history, they kept wondering, how did he get this knowledge? How did he get all this? Because he never had the opportunity of going to school. At that time, in the Arabian Peninsula, they will address those that didn't go to school. They call them the Umi. That means Umi, means somebody who remained the same as he was born by his mother. And that's why they call the prophet and Nabiyul Ummi. He remained in his natural form. His system has never been corrupted. Nothing has been planted in the system. So the system is in default before Allah sent angel to him. If the prophet had gone to school, some of the things that, especially things that related to science, that the prophet was revealed to the prophet. If the prophet had gone to school, because of the level of science at that time, the prophet would not be able to reveal it the way it is said. Because at that time, the flatness of the heart was established. And it's even a sin for you to say the heart is spherical. And these were the things that Allah was telling the prophet. In fact, there was this that say, "What is that? When the sea becomes flame, it doesn't sound well to them, because they had to find a way and had the prophet's uncle to tell your nephew this, that he is saying that how can water become spoiled? How can you say that the sea will become fuel? And we know today that from science, when you do water hydrolysis, that is separation of water molecules is in the oxygen and hydrogen. Everybody knows today that hydrogen bomb is one of the most dangerous bombs. And oxygen supports combustion. So imagine the separation of water molecule and hydrogen is burning and oxygen is looking. And oxygen will always support combustion. And water is just is about 70% of the whole earth. And the burning will never stop. So where is that Bihar? If the prophet had gone to school, he would have been taught something else. And he will be ashamed of revealing what Allah has asked him to say. So, for Allah sees you as ignorant among the ignorant and the intelligent, and he revealed his book unto you. And this book will deliver as revealed. No addition, no subtraction, no adjustment. You garbage in from Allah, like it says, and Allah, if the prophet puts it out like that. So, Fahada, and you guide your people. The guidance that was given to you was very tremendous. You guide your people. وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا Faguna, and we see you as as poor. You're poor, you don't have money, you can afford shelter, but Allah raised you up. You know, like they say, oh, Nero, you came from a very noble background, but nobility is different from being rich. You may be noble and don't have money. So Allah will give you the wealth. Not only physical wealth, Allah gives you the wealth that you require to practice the religion, even before you die. So Allah called the attention of the Prophet to remind him of all this. That this has happened to you before. You never knew how this came about. And I did them. So don't worry. What I have promised you will be done. All of us can testify to this. We can all testify that the Prophet ﷺ has everything going on well for him. His name is being recited every time. In fact, the Prophet's name is the most named name by Muslims. I was listening to somebody's lecture. He said one of their imams in school, his name was Muhammad al-Ashir. So every time he had always thought that al-Ashir means the family name. So one day he approached the man and asked him, why is your name Muhammad al-Ashir? He said, no. My father, 10 male children. So he named all of us Muhammad. So the only way he can identify us is to name Muhammad al-Awwal, Muhammad al-Thani, Muhammad al-Thalith, Rabi'u, Thani, Sadis, Sabi'u, Thaminu, Tasi'u, al-Ashir. So the name of the Prophet is the most pronounced name. When you go to Pakistan, people, when they name their child the name of another prophet, they will still put the name of Prophet Muhammad Ibrahim, Muhammad Idris, Muhammad everything, Muhammad Yaqub, everything they want to name, they will still put Muhammad. And that was how Allah has fulfilled his promise. And the third part, which is the admonition of the Prophet, is that now, when you see an orphan like yourself, somebody who is coming from the same background that you are coming from, an orphan who does not have anyone to care for them. Remember the fact that you are from the same background and care for them, become their father, become their hope. When they come to you, don't shout at them, don't turn them around, don't oppress them. Create an environment where life would be easier for them. Staying alive, wanting to live would be easier for them. Rather than reminding them of the agony that you have also gone through. Make easy life for them so that they don't go through what you have gone through. Do not oppress them. For those who are begging, don't turn your back at them. Do not turn your back at them. Give it to them, of course. You cannot give every time, and you cannot beat everyone. But the best we can do, even if we are not going to give, is to say kind word or keep quiet. Some people, some people have turned begging really into they've turned begging really into into their own job. Begging becomes what they eat. Begging becomes their business, their office. But Allah says that قول معروف خير من صدقة يتبعها الأذى. Even if you are not going to give, say kind words to them. Don't allow them to frustrate you. Don't allow them to get you angry. As much as possible, swallow your anger, walk away from them. If you discover and you know that they lie, even if you can give, when you know that they lie, just give and walk away. Remember, oh Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, remember that you are also coming from that background. فَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. And then you understand that whatever Allah has given you, whatever Allah has done for you, whatever Allah has provided for you, show gratitude at all times. So gratitude at all times. When this surah was revealed for the Prophet Sallallahu, this surah, because at that time the Prophet was was confused, was despair, and was depressed. And then because this surah came to rebuild his hope, to rekindle, to reassure him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet sallallahu became energized again for everything that is happening in our world today. Allah is aware. For everything that is happening in the world today, Allah can turn the table around. Allah has everything under his control. Allah can give, Allah takes. May Allah make it easy for us. May Allah make this Ramadan. By the time we finish Ramadan, may Allah ease all of us, ease our world from the pandemic, ease our country from the pandemic, and ease our life individually. Some people are having pandemic in their life, in their family. May Allah ease all this for them. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wadduha walayli idha saja ma wadda'aka rabbuka wa ma qala wala al-akhiratu khayrun laka min al-ula wala sawfa yu'tika rabbuka fatarda alam yajidka yatiman fa'a wa wajadaka dalan fada wa wajadaka a'ilan fa'agna fa amma al-yatima fala taqha wa amma as-sa'ila fala tanha wa amma bi ni'mati rabbika fa'adid. So I can pause here to now ask to respond to questions if there are any. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for a very refreshing lecture, Imam. We pray that Allah makes it beneficial for everybody that has listened to the lecture this afternoon, and continue to increase you in all your in all your deeds and everything associated with you. Alhamdulillah, during this pandemic, a lot of us have been going through different sort of anxiety attacks, right? But knowing that even the Prophet went through a period in his life, where he was depressed, just makes us understand that as human beings, this is the normal thing to go through, and then we would turn to Allah and pray to Him to help us in this period. Inshallah, Imam, we'll take some questions, and at the end of the questions, if you can please do dua for all of us and the country.
I do what?
You can do some. If you can make some dua for us, sir.
Okay, no problem. That's okay. That's okay.
So for every, I see that some people have their hands up. Please use the question and answer button to ask your.
What I want to do? Can we are we going to have the question at once, or we will have them?
I would read the questions.
Okay, you will read the questions. Okay.
I would read the questions and you answer it, sir, if that's okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wabarakatuh. Can a woman make kunut? Can a woman read the kunut aloud whilst leading a group of women in Taraweeh?
Okay, well, of course you can read the kunut, but you have to observe the rules of leading, in Taraweeh by a woman. A woman does not go front. You have to stay in line. You understand? Hello?
Yes, sir.
You have to stay in line. You have to stay in line. So you can read kunut. A woman can read kunut. There's no doubt. There's nothing wrong about it.
So the woman leading the rest of the women has to stay in line.
The women leading women, not mix.
Yes, of course.
And then you see, the point is this. Kunut is some scholars, for example, Ambali does not accept kunut itself. It doesn't accept kunut. So when you go to the school of thought of Imam bin Ahmad Ambali, they will not even accept a woman reciting. And then when a woman leads prayer, even if whether he leads or not, a woman does not recite aloud. Woman recites, to herself. So that's the general rule. But the rule of kunut is prayer. You are praying, so you want others to respond to prayer as well by tameen. So that is the reason why you are allowed to read aloud.
Okay.
Thank
you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Next question. Assalamu alaikum. How can we continuously show gratitude and develop a heart full of gratitude?
Well, you see, gratitude to Allah, it is not by tongue saying Alhamdulillah alone. The most important way of showing gratitude is to use whatever Allah has used in making you happy to also make other people happy. You can see what Allah has said to the Prophet that because you are also coming from this same background. So when you see people like you also have to show mercy unto them. Do not oppress them. Make sure that they don't, in fact, make life easier for them than you have experienced. You understand? Don't start reminding them that when I was in your state, I walked from Nigeria to Cameroon. It doesn't matter. Some people make sacrifices for us. And then the luxury car, the car they call luxury 50 years ago when I was born, the car that people refer to as this is luxury car, will not stand the test of time in today's car world. Because some people kept on researching and looking for how things will be easier for us. And that was how we arrived here. So if you are in the position also, make things easy. This is the best way you can show gratitude. The best way you can show gratitude is to make life easy for people that are so downtrodden. That enough is the best way to show gratitude. Then you know, then do right things, be righteous at all times, perform your salat very well, do righteous acts. This is how you can show gratitude to Allah.
Thank you so much, Imam. As Imam mentioned, one of the ways to show gratitude is to help the people that have economic challenges, bottom of the pyramid people.
Not only economic challenges, not only economic challenges. You understand? Not only economic challenge, in any form of challenges that you might find.
I was heading to a blog, sir. Since the beginning of the COVID pandemic, the Tahara Collective has been doing relief outreaches to families that are affected. You know, we'll be supporting thousands of families with food and other items. You know, Alhamdulillah, and we're still collecting donations. You know, Mudraka, if you can please put some information about how people can donate in the chat box, that would be great. Here's the question, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Can we extend a part of our zakats to distant family members who are in need?
In fact, you see, when you want to do zakat or sadaqah, those who are your family members, I don't mean your direct responsibilities. Your family member, except for your mother, your father, your wife, and your children. These 4 categories of people are not recipient of your zakat. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Your mother, your father, your wife, and your children. So your brothers, your cousins, your nephews, your nieces, you understand? These are the first set of people that you should pay, you should use your zakat to assist. You know, the Prophet, the Quran says that, you know, was Zili Kurba, Wali Yatama, Zili Kurba are your family, those who are close to you by, you know, or by being neighbor, they are your Zili Kurba. So, you know, your family, your close family, extended family, in fact, they are the ones that you have to look at them when you want to pay your zakat. They are the first set of people that you have to look at. So look at your nephews, your uncles who could not pay his rent, your uncles who could not pay his children's school fees, who are having difficulties in their sustenance, your cousins, your nieces, your brother, your sister, who may be in the situation where, you know, they have financial, because they're the first recipient, they're the first recipient of the car. You know that you can't feel le pulos data, you know. So
thank you so much, Imam. Imam says we can, because charity begins from home. Here's a question, a health-related question.
No.
See any new questions at the moment. Inshallah, Imam, you can make those. Thank you.
اللهم إنا نحمدك ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك ونثني عليك الخير كله. اللهم لك الحمد أنت قلت وقولك الحق المبين. ومن أصدق من الله قيلا ومن أصدق من الله حديثا. لا إله إلا الله المتواحد في الجلال بكمال الجمال تعظيما وتكبيرا المتفرد في تسريف الأمور لا تسهيل والإجمال تكبيرا وتدبيرا المتعالي عظمته ومجده الذي نزل الفرقان على عبده ليكون للعالمين نذيرا وصلوات الله وسلامه على من أرسله إلى الثقلين بشيرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه والسراجا منيرا صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما ونحن على ما قال ربنا وخالقنا ورزقنا من الشاهد ولما أوجب وأنت غير الشاهدين والحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم لك الحمد كما هديتنا للإسلام وعلمتنا الحكمة والقرآن اللهم لك الحمد على نعمك العظيمة وآلائك العظيمة حيث أنزلت إلينا خير كتبك وأرسلت إلينا أفضل رسلك وشرعت لنا أعظم شرائع دينك وجعلتنا من خير أمة أخرجت للناس وهديتنا لمعالم دينك الذي ليس بارتباط ولك الحمد على ما يسرت لنا من صيام شهر رمضان وقيامه وتلاوة كتابك العزيز الذي لا يأتي لباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه تنزيل من حكيم حميد لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله وبيدك الخير كله وإليك يرجع الأمر كله علانيته وسره وأهل أنت أن تحمد وأهل أنت أن تعبد وأنت على كل شيء قدير نحمدك أن أوجبتنا من العظم وفضلتنا على سائر الأمم سبحان من لم يتخذ صحيح الخلق ونال اللهم إنا عبيدك بنو عبيدك بنو إمائك نوادينا بيدك ماض فينا حكمك عدل فينا قضاءك نسألك اللهم بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استعذرت به في علم الغيب عندك أن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا ونور صدورنا وجلاء آثارنا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا وسابقنا اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا وارزقنا تلاوته على الليل واطراف النهار على الوجه الذي يرضيك عنا اللهم وارفعنا بالقرآن العظيم الذي رفعت مكانا وهيت سلطانا وبينت برهانا وقلت يا أعظم صاحب سبحانه فإذا قرأناه فاتبع قرآنا ثم إن علينا بيانا أحسن قدرتك نظاما وأقصيها كلاما وحبيا حلالا وحراما محكم البيان ظاهر البرهان معروس من السيادة والنقصان به وعد وحيد وتخويف وتعديل لا يأتي الباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه تنزل من حكيم حميد إلهنا ننزل بك من جميع أذانا وما قصر عنه رأينا ولم تبلغ مسألتنا من خير الدنيا والآخرة فإن نسألك إياه ونركب إليك فيه يا رب العالمين اللهم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم واهدنا ووفقنا إليك وإلى طريق المستقيم ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك نبنا وإليك المصير ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم صل وسلم على رحمة المهدى ونعمة المزدى محمد بن عبد الله الرسول المصطفى النبي المجتبى الحبيب المرتضى وعلى آله وصحابة مصابي الهدى وبدور الهدى والتابعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Amin, amin. Thank you so much, Kosoko, for granting us your time and sharing your knowledge. May Allah increase you, accept your prayers, and protect you. And give you the resources to continue to do this. We don't take this for granted that you have shared your time with us today. Allah Jaka Mariniba. Unfortunately, I missed a number of questions that were put in the chat and not the Q&A. Inshallah, we'll be able to answer them next week, Friday. We're going to have Khutbah at the same time with Imam Jibril Saba, inshallah. We have the Tahara session tomorrow at 4:30 and Sunday at 4:30, inshallah. And we'll continue to do this to the end of Ramadan, inshallah. Thank you so much, Imam Kosoko, for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You're welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.